Hey, this is the Review Junkie, and today I'll be reviewing the new psychological drama Saltburn. As always, my review will be illustrated and the artwork is done by myself. And if you like movies, art, and comic books, please hit that subscribe button because all my reviews are hand drawn, and I like to get to 1,000 subscribers soon so my channel can be official. This movie stars Barry Keoghan, Jacob Elordi, Archie Maticu, Sadie Soverall, Richard E. Grant, Rosamund Pike, and Carey Mulligan. It is written and directed by Emerald Fennell. This is a non-spoiler review. Everything I discuss will have been shown in the trailer. Absolutely no spoilers. I'll tell you briefly about the plot, the characters, my pros and cons, final thoughts, and if this is worth checking out at your local movie theater. The plot pertains to Oliver Quick, played by Barry. It's fall 2006. He's a freshman at Oxford University, and he's the school nerd, and finds himself drawn to Felix's entourage, played by Jacob. And of course, he's one of the popular kids, right? Why wouldn't he be? So he finds a way to get Jacob's attention one day as he offers to let him borrow his bike. In return, he invites Barry to join his inner circle, and they quickly become good friends. The summer approaches and something happens to Barry, or so we believe, and Jacob suggests he come stay at Saltburn with him over the summer. And it's over the course of the summer months that things start to get dark, crazy things start to happen, reveals are let loose, and true character intentions come out. So this is extremely important, so let me get this out of the way. And I know this is the burning question on everyone's mind. Does Jacob Elordi get naked? And the answer is a big fat no. I can see a lot of people trying to see this movie just for that because there was this underage teen in my theater who wasn't even 17, and after 40 minutes, she realized he wasn't getting naked and she stormed out of the theater. Okay. So I was blown away by the trailer and I had to see this. I found the plot about a kid who doesn't fit in trying to get into this inner circle to be fascinating. And the first thing is the casting. Everyone here is spectacular. It's a sea of young, beautiful people, candy for the eyes. Jacob played the popular kid with a heart of gold and it was very believable. Barry's performance here is great because he plays a vulnerable outsider and his lonely awkwardness translated where I found myself rooting for him until I realized what the hell was going on. He doesn't look 18, but they find ways to make him appear younger, and the script does a good job at fleshing his character out. And as extremely intriguing as the plot is, it's also a variation of something we've seen before, where the main character befriends someone only to later discover the person was never who they thought they were and all hell breaks loose. Old plot with a fresh paint thrown on. So everything takes its time to build up, and I was invested the whole way through. There's this strong sense of impending dread bubbling underneath the surface, just waiting to explode, and it's clear from the opening scene because it's being narrated by Barry. But I will say, much like his character who has such charisma and navigates himself in such a slithery snake and sinister kind of way, but does it in such a delicate way that you don't realize what the implications are until they occur. He'll drop and say things on such a subtle level that I ask myself, damn, is he plotting something? So the film is also beautifully shot, and there are several scenes where it looks like a living painting, and they have really vibrant colors that pop during the night scenes. You know, Samsung Super AMOLED colors. It's also shot in a 4:3 aspect ratio versus the 16:9 widescreen, and I thought that was an interesting choice. I'm not sure why they did that, and maybe because this is sort of a period piece given it's almost 20 years ago, before the iPhone and flat screen TVs were in vogue. I also like the realistic portrayal of school because it's the haves and have-nots. You're either a nerd with no friends or brainless and pretty with tons of friends. And when I was watching this, I was like, why didn't I get my undergrad degree here? Because clearly the only thing happening at this college are parties. All the students just party, get drunk, smoke weed, party some more, get drunk, smoke some more weed, and somewhere in between that, they'll eat a bucket of fried chicken, get shit-faced, throw up in a toilet, and urinate. I didn't see studying of any kind, no one opening a textbook or reviewing any sort of notes. The only studying here was sexual studies, and with live props, no dummies. Okay. Things do become more sensual around the middle of the second act, and that gets cranked up from that point on to the very end. There's nothing graphic or gratuitous that happens. There's no explicit sex scene. It's just certain acts that take place that are very sensual. And there were 2 instances where my hunch was telling me, yeah, they're going to go there, but I don't think they will. And you know what? They did. Those 2 scenes I'm referring to involve Barry in a bathtub and him out in the field with a patch of dirt, and that's all I'll say. So I don't know if homoerotic is the right word to describe the vibe, but the two male leads have a lot of scenes with close-up conversations, and sometimes I wonder, do men really talk like that and in such close proximity, and is that type of affection real? So I have some small cons, and one of them is the slow burn aspect. I have no issue with a slow burn, but when a film takes that approach, there has to be fireworks in the third act reveal, and the third act also felt a bit rushed in order to get us to the end. So I want to be entertained, but during the reveal, everything is rather subdued, and just like Barry, the drama and the reveals are very delicate. And I'm someone who likes loud drama, like give me yelling, screaming, nonstop cursing, and bitch slaps. Okay. Okay. There's also a scene between the two male leads when the reveal comes out, and Barry is so convincing that I didn't know who or what to believe, and the film is so clever in its ability to deceive you on what's truly going on. Like, is it intentional, is it harmless, or just a misunderstanding? There's also this question that gets posed at the start of the film, and if the two male leads relationship was of a sexual nature, and it never really answers that question unless I missed something and it was indirectly answered, but I think it leaves that interpretation up to the audience. It seemed ambiguous to me, and there's also something that happens in the last minute of the film, and I was really unsure what the message was. Like, what was it trying to tell me? So this brings me to my final thoughts, and this gets a high 9 out of 10 from me. It's that time of the year where there's a slew of indie drama films, and some of them can be a hit or miss, but this was a hit to me. It's thoroughly entertaining, and even though I walked out a bit unclear about the ending and its message, it's one of my favorites of 2023. You know, there are bad movies out there that need full frontal nudity to save it, but here we have such a well executed movie that it didn't need full frontal nudity, but it still gave it to us. So this is a big green light from me, and definitely something to check out on the big screen where it's meant to be seen. So support your local movie theaters and check this one out. And thanks again for checking out my review. If you like, please subscribe. Helps the channel out a lot. Hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share this with your friends. And if you happen to have a movie you'd like me to review, please let me know. I'd be happy to watch and illustrate it for a future video. Thanks again, and I hope the pictures put a smile on your face.